You are watching VGL, our 2v2 Season 1. This is an epic Game 3 match-deciding game between Mord and Satchmo and ElPolloLoco and Crump. Now, this Game 3 decides the winner of this matchup here. It is also the end of our preview of what is an inevitable semifinal matchup between both of these teams. We've seen a lot of good back and forth, a lot of roach play, considering 3 Zerg, just tons and tons of roaches. It's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out here on Tirador Keep. Tirador Keep becoming a fan favorite for being the only map in our 2v2 selection that is not a pre-selected map, meaning it's not used for a round 1. It gets a lot of attention. A lot of people like to use this map. It is a very Zerg-friendly map. It is also a very macro-friendly map in the sense that you have very easily defensible shared bases with 2 expansions readily available with a fairly decent area to defend here. It does have some backup ramps here that can sometimes be a problem. Mord and Satchmo very infamously used one of these ramps to surprise Timba and Chromix for a great victory here. And here we see Crump go ahead and building towards their ramp. Pollo just droning up for now. We do not see any attempts at scouting so far, and I saw a very lack of scouting from Mord and Satchmo last game. Just not really a lot of effort. They seemed very off their game. They made a lot of bad decisions on their attack runs. You know, they had the potential to end the game early, and they mismicroed some of their roaches, and the army got split. You know, so we're looking to see, of course, if this is a preview to what we can expect in another matchup. But if it is, you know what? This is pretty much anyone's game. Because regardless of who wins this game, if it goes to a Game 3, and it was this back and forth, really anybody could win a best-of-5 series. And best-of-5 really opens things up as well. We're going to take a look at the production tab. We see spawning pools all around coming down. Pollo a little bit behind like he usually is on the spawning pool. You also see Gateway coming down with some pylons for Crump over by the ramp. Do see a very fast expand from Mord though. That is very typical. We see that a lot on this map on Tirador Keep. A lot of people, a lot of Zerg players especially, love to expand quickly. Even Protoss, we've seen some really fast Nexus on this map as well. So Mord going for that fast expand. We see Pollo already keeping an eye on these rocks, very well aware of what they did to Timba and Chromix. Want to avoid being a victim, and not much else going on right now. Pretty much lack of scouting altogether. We see the visibility here. We do see one of Pollo's overlords has made it in here. See that path went directly over here. He's basically keeping an eye on both of these. And we do not see the reverse happening yet, though. We do see 2 Lings going out for Satchmo. He's most likely going to go try to grab some Zelnaga towers, try to get some eyes on any movement here. We see them going out in 2s. Very useful thing to do, considering that he will most likely encounter a single Ling trying to guard those Zelnagas. And that will give them some early map control, a big difference from last time. We see Pollo as well going for an early expansion, not as early as Mord. And we do see some more Lings coming out. Take a look at the unit count here. We see basically just 6 Lings out for Pollo and for Satchmo. And we see a single Zealot out for Crump. Not much on Mord's front. Take a look at production tab. We do see a Roach Warren has gone down. We do see speed coming down for the other 2 Zergs. This is very classic build up here. It's very similar to the build that they did in Game 1, where Mord and Satch basically went Ling Roach all the way. You know, that definitely seemed to work out better for them than Game 2, where they both tried to go heavy roaches. Just seemed like the economy advantage was not there for them. Pollo's expansion starting to finish up here. We do see 4 Lings from Satch kind of roaming around, trying to poke in, see what's going on. You see some good Overlord placement here from Satch as well, trying to keep an eye on the outsides of his base. Crump, of course, a huge fan of Blink Stalkers, loves to blink in on bases. Satch going for his expansion now, after realizing that there is no expansion here from Crump. Crump, of course, kind of holding the fort here. Do see a little bit of pinging going on, basically saying, hey, get rid of these damn Overlords. Keep an eye on everything here. Just completely spying everything. We see Satch taking advantage of complete lack of eyes here on this. As you can see, they see absolutely nothing here, meanwhile distracting them with Lings. But as you can see, they have no eyes on this. You know, this is going to be a huge mistake potentially for Pollo and Crump by not having eyes on this. We see lots of gateways and another Stargate going down. They said, hey, you know what, it gave us some success last time, let's go ahead and build a Stargate again. They did win that game, and they did say that no one's won a game with an early air attack, but that early air attack didn't win the game, and arguably almost lost them the game. So I'm still holding ground on the fact that these early Void Ray attacks are most likely not worth it, at least not with this batch of competitors. Maybe in a different season with a different group of people we'd see more. Do see Pollo with his blings here. That will definitely help. On the production side, we do see a Void Ray and Stalker coming out, and they are continuing to whittle away at these rocks. Unit count getting up a little high here. See Satchmo with 30 lings now, 7 roaches for more. This could be very deadly. It's going to come down to whether or not Pollo is able to respond fast enough with his blings, and it's amazing. Mord and Satchmo once again pulling off a backdoor attack here, and this is going to be very interesting to see what happens. We do see more blings coming underway, and here come the lings rolling in, going after Pollo. I'm not sure if I agree with that decision, but he's going for it right now. He's taking out quite a few workers here, and a little slow to respond using those blings. Looks like Pollo's going to lose all of his workers here. You know, it looks like I was wrong. That was a good target here. And we do see these roaches now coming in here, taking the brunt of those bling attacks. We do see the lings rolling into Crump's mineral line now. This is not looking good at all. We do see these roaches getting cleaned up though by the Stalker and by some of these zealots here. So they will take out this attack. However, it came at a price. We see Pollo has dropped to a single base worth of drones here. We do see follow-up lings on the way. However, just not really much for them to follow up with. Everything is pretty much sealed off here. You do see Pollo also countering with lings of his own. He knows that he's hurt. He needs to hurt them back. He sees these lings rolling out here. He's intercepting at least a small batch of them. However, they should be able to win this battle here. So Satchmo will roll past. You see Satchmo rolling in once again with some more lings, trying to do more damage. He sees, he can feel Pollo is hurt. He feels that he's damaged. He wants to continue hurting him. However, at this point, he's just wasting lings. They've got way too much defense up here. He's going to try to take out some more workers, but unfortunately, the aggro is just not going to work in his favor for the AI. We do see a handful of lings just still roaming around here, trying to take out some workers, but, you know, Probe's just a little too strong for lings there. And we do see some more Void Rays out. Let's take a look at the count. The count is up to 2 Void Rays and 16 lings for Pollo and Crump. And we do see 8 roaches and 6 lings out for Mord and Satchmo each. Take a look at production. We see more Void Rays underway. A Spire for Pollo. He's not going to let this early harassment deter him from a Spire like he did in the first game. I'm sorry, like he has in previous games. He's going to go ahead and stick to his guns, build his Spire as he typically does. And we do see some Spore Colonies going down for Satchmo, and a Hydralisk Den as well coming down for Mord in response to that potential air attack, as well as those Void Rays, most likely in response to the Void Rays, as Infestation Pit also down. We do see Pollo roaming around with a band of lings here. They have been spotted by Mord and Satchmo. We'll have to see what they intend to do. Right now they're just kind of posing for the camera with Satchmo's Overlord here, and they will be engaged by Satchmo's lings. Satchmo's lings, of course, +1/+1, so he does want to try and run away from those. He will lose that battle all day long, even with slightly superior numbers. But he is leading them back towards these Banelings, which will definitely cause some problems. Of course, those Banelings are a little slow, so he will want to try to get that upgrade, and it is underway. We do see some more lings roaming around from Satchmo, trying to make sure that there are no satellite bases off in the distance being built. He definitely wants to check this gold as well. There's still no expansion here from Crump. It looks like he's starting to set up the groundwork for an expansion, but a very slow expansion effort there. We see Crump really falling behind in workers. He's pretty much at half the mineral count of everyone else. He's the only one on one base. Not a good situation to be in, especially with so much early aggression and this enormous wall here. We do see some Phoenixes out as well. Phoenixes weren't really too effective last time. I'm not sure if I agree with the decision for him to go Phoenixes, but maybe this time around he's going to try to use them a little more effectively, or maybe he's just going to use them as scouts. Looks like he's going to roam around looking for Overlords. He's not going to find too many unless he's willing to come down here on the south end. We do see Satchmo rolling out with some lings here, and Mord piling up a tremendous amount of Roach and Hydra. And it looks like these lings will be met by Pollo. This time the superior numbers will benefit Pollo dramatically, as he will try to whittle down these lings. Looks like he will trap them in there. Satchmo's going to lose all these lings to a very, very bad decision here. And unfortunately, those Banelings also going to give him just nothing but nightmare. Mord going for more expansions, and we do see another Phoenix here trying to whittle away some of these overlords. One Phoenix is going to take a really long time to try and do that, though. It's not going to happen anytime soon. We also see Satchmo roaming around with a Ling, trying to keep things protected here. It looks like Mord possibly going for 2 extra bases here, and Satchmo rallying in these overlords here, and his spore colonies taking out the rest. A spire. There we go. Knew I'd find the word. A spire underway as well for Satchmo. Lots and lots of action here. Zerg always a challenge to cast. Just tons and tons of action. Mord going down for 2 more additional expansions, and his Roach Hydra army significant in size here. Roaches as typical with no speed. I don't know why Mord is against fast roaches. He just does not like to use them. So meanwhile, we see a huge Ling Bling rollout here from Pollo, leaving some of his Lings and Blings behind, as well as some Infestors. Those Infestors will definitely come in handy with any roaches, but he will need something to fight them with other than Lings. He is starting to get rid of some of these Xel'Nagas. We take a look at the vision here, and you can see that he has not spotted these, but you know, Mord and Satch are aware that there is an enormous ball of marauding Lings roaming around the place. So they only have 1 Xel'Naga left under their control. However, it is an important Xel'Naga. It does show them enough range to be able to witness anything rolling in on them. And here comes Mord's enormous army of Roach and Hydra, with a little mix of Lings there from Satchmo to help out. We see these Banelings kind of burrowing in here, and oh my goodness, they are right on top there. And wow, you saw those Lings just take a huge hit when they tried to attack there. That was not a good move on their part. You see these Roaches coming in here to try and basically be the meat shield for these Blings. And these Infestors, it's going to come down to some good Infestor play here. He's going to have to lay these Fungals perfectly. And it looks like he is not attempting yet. Oh no, these Infestors are being detected here. He's going to lose all of them. These Infestors, unfortunately, not getting a single Fungal down. All of those Infestors being cleaned out. That is going to prove to be a fatal mistake there, as unfortunately he did not get those Fungals down, and that is going to leave a lot of hit points unanswered on this Roach Hydra army. Rolling in here. Crump Stalker's not going to be much of a match for all of this, and this is not looking good at all. And Crump's army just being completely evaporated here, and we see lots of Lings also dying fairly quickly. And this is just not looking good, as this enormous Roach army, a little light on the Hydras at this point, but this enormous Roach army just rolling in here, just completely eviscerating Pollo's base. It's going to take almost double-shotted that hatchery there, and just taking down everything. We finally see some Fungals coming down here. It was much needed, but those missed Fungals early on really cost him his base. These Fungals here are definitely going to help, but it's just not going to be enough. And you see this enormous army just steamrolling everything in their path. Pollo losing both of his bases here, and you know, this coordinated attack, excellent move here. And there's the GG from Pollo, as they've basically taken out one half of this team here. And you know, Pollo and Crump are completely crippled. Pollo completely out of the game, and at this point, Crump just you know, beside himself with the loss. Unable to find the quit button apparently, and there it is. Crump leaving the game. Few remaining, you know, a victory lap here from these Mutas, and there is the game handed to Mord and Satchmo. Excellently played on their part. They did a great job keeping map control. They went heavy Roach Hydra, which was just something that they did not have an answer for. Crump's late expansion did not give him the ability to really build any counters, and just a slow army buildup altogether, but an excellently played game from both of these teams. One thing that this matchup has shown us, even if it wouldn't have been valuable for seeding, it is definitely a great preview of what we can expect to see. Excellent back and forths from both teams, and the best of 5 series in the semifinals should be one hell of a show. Look for that, as we're going to live cast it, and these two teams will have a rematch that will count for something, as only one of these two teams can go to the finals.